And what's going on, guys? Kale here coming at you with another video today. For those of you new to the channel, I am an endgame player in the endgame with 4 accounts, actually, 3 of which are in the endgame, and 1 is quickly approaching that. Today we're going to be continuing our Cosmic Crucible series on the Ultimate 32. I'm just kind of logging in over here. So, real quickly, Ultimate 32 is just kind of a 1 week kind of one-off. Depending, I guess, I'm assuming how it does, Scopely may or may not look into extending this. But to kind of look at our previous battle, it went pretty much smoothly. I managed to one-shot all of my rooms pretty easily. The defense wasn't too much to kind of really stress about, really. Looking at what my opponent did to me, they had a little issues with my Death Seed team over here. They went in with Black Order. I'm not too sure if this was kind of to set up a 2-tap or what, but the first attack obviously didn't go through. Second one, they didn't have any problems clearing my Young Avengers, which I wasn't expecting Young Avengers to hold. Third room, we had kind of the Tangled Web and Web Warriors, and like I mentioned in my last video, I don't really think that this team is really good here. So I've actually modified my defense a little bit as well, and we'll talk about that. Next section, I kind of was trying out the respawns with the Gregs. It didn't really do much. They kind of went in with Young Avengers and Eternals, and with the Greg, that probably made it a nightmare over there. So, might maybe look at changing that up a little bit. Next room, I just brought in Rebirth. They went in with Weapon X, and it wasn't a very efficient fight for them, because all that was left was a Mega Red. It was quite a bit of a punch-up, though. They did do, it was about 200k, so that might have played into it. And then my last room was kind of just a play on the ultimates, and they, again, were able to clear it, but not very efficiently with Gamma. And this is actually one of the rooms that I have made some modifications to. So looking at my defense, this isn't actually set up. This room right over here is not set up for my current match. I did leave Death Seed in there. However, on my other 2 accounts that are kind of around a similar TCP level, I noticed that people were having a bit of an issue with Infinity Watch. So I definitely think Infinity Watch might be the way to go in this room. I did leave the Young Avengers here, and in the Web of Destiny room, I actually just brought in Invaders and kind of really just ignoring the room buffs. And what I ended up doing is I kind of went with like a dick move, and I kind of did a crazy overcharged room. So what I've been noticing is in some of my CC matches is that kind of something similar to this room, and I am able still to one-shot it, not the most efficiently, but I still am able to one-shot this. So what I did was I went in with the 2 Tangled Web, so we've got Spider Weaver and 2099, the 2 Eternals, and then we brought in Dormammu for some revives. And I think this room is going to be a little bit more challenging than having Tangled Web in Web of Destiny. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump in. We are going against Armor Bearer today. So, looking at Armor Bearer, it's got a TCP of 29 million. So again, this is going to be a punch down for me. I am just shy of 32 million over here. So yeah, a little bit of a punch down. Like I mentioned in my last video, though, kind of punch downs around this level, I don't necessarily take too much stock into those, just because depending on when this player started, they could be a slightly newer player than Vhagar. Vhagar I started almost at launch, and with that being said, Vhagar does have a lot of useless characters that I've built up just because way back in the day they were kind of useful. So there's a possibility that Armor Bearer over here, maybe some of their characters are more newer based, so that's why I don't place too much stock in TCP. So let's go in, let's see what they've got for defense. So we've got Young Avengers in room 1, which is going to be interesting with the positive effects. I think we'll see what we can do over here. Invaders over here, we've got Gamma again, and they actually really didn't do too much as far as, like, their rooms. So So let's see, overcharged over here should be pretty easy with without the new kind of buffs, really, Wakanda doesn't do much. We have the Hero as Guardians in the Web of Destiny. We've got a Weapon X Doom. And then obviously the Young Avengers over here. So I think what I'm going to do is Young Avengers should be a pretty easy. We'll just take in Unlimited X-Men, and that should be able to clear that no problem. I think what we might do with health insurance over here, I think we might do since we don't need our Masters of Apocalypse, I think what we'll probably end up doing is just taking in Gamma with Apocalypse over here. Overcharge, we can probably just do a standard Darkhold counter. And then we will kind of just play around with what we have left for these other rooms. I think what I'm going to do for strength and numbers is probably take in my new warriors, because I don't have the full team yet, so I only actually have 3 of the new warriors, and we'll kind of sub in 2 more people. And yeah, we'll kind of, I guess, figure this out. I'm thinking Portable Shield will probably just go ahead and take in Infinity Watch since they're not on my defense yet. And yeah, so let's go ahead. We'll start off with Gamma. That's probably going to be the toughest room. So we have our own Gamma. And I think what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and sub out Abomination for Apocalypse. And there's Apocalypse. And we could also... Now, the only problem with health insurance is, let's see... Yeah, I was actually thinking about possibly taking in Masters of Evil here, but the reason I don't like Masters of Evil in this room is you really kind of want Kang to get his offense up and all that stuff, as well as Ultron to get all his buffs, and in this room you're going to lose those. So I don't think the counter is as clean with Masters of Evil. So let's go ahead, we'll go in with our Gamma and Apocalypse. And I am just getting my day started over here, so got my morning coffee going, and let's see how we do over here. So we are going to go in, let's actually start over on this way with Brawn. We'll kind of do a turn meter rewind, and the kind of idea behind this is we are now going to go in and ability block Brawn, and that'll actually kind of take out some of the healing that Brawn brings. Brawn is also now stunned, which we like. So what we're now going to do is we're obviously going to get stuck behind the Taunt of Red Hulk. We do have a lot of immunities going, so I'm not looking to get any immunities, but I do like all these counters. So we'll go in with the special, get some counters on my side, and kind of what we'll do is we are going to pretty much take down the Hulk over here. We'll kind of focus on him a bit. But my goal is to basically get Apocalypse to the point where he's able to do his ultimate, and at that point, ideally, we'll have their Red Hulk kind of at least at the 60% mark, and we can basically one-shot him, is kind of my goal. We did just lose our She-Hulk over there, which is kind of unfortunate. She went down a little bit quicker than I expected. But we're now going to kind of go over here and focus a little bit on Red Hulk and just kind of do some damage to him. And we're taking a lot more damage than I anticipated. So let's see. This isn't going to kill him, but got him almost there. And this fight is not going as cleanly as I thought it would, that is a problem. I'm not too sure. I guess I underestimated the healing factor. We'll go ahead and get the gamma radiation out. Worst case, I mean, we can obviously go in here and 2-tap this. This will be an easy 2-tap, but let's go ahead and see if we can at least get rid of Red Hulk and kind of make things a little bit easier for our 2-tap if we have to. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was ugly. That was definitely ugly on my end. Alright, let's see. So what we can do... I really didn't like how that match went. What we can do, though... Let me kind of clear the other rooms and we will go back to Gamma. And I should be able to 2-tap that. I don't think that'll be an issue. I'm really not too sure why that math went so sideways. They do have, let's see, those are all 6 red. Anyway, we're not going to dwell on that too much. Let's go on over to a easier room. So we're going to go over to the strength in numbers, which is the invaders. I'm going to go in here with, let's see, we actually have Dorm available now as well. I don't think I need Quicksilver. I think that's a bit overkill, but we are kind of hurting efficiency-wise. So actually, yeah, maybe we will go in kind of this way. And let's get ourselves some efficiency back. So we're going in with new warriors, Doom, and Quicksilver over here. This should be, really kind of overkill. Kind of the idea I'm bringing in new warriors here is, number one, I don't have a tangled web to kind of worry about, which, if that was the case, I would do my Masters of Apocalypse counter that my guildmate came up with, a Santiago. But the idea here with new warriors is that with Nick Fury summoning the ads, we should be pretty good. And with Quicksilver, we can also kind of get rid of some of those charges on like Bucky or US Agent. We'll go in here with the ultimate. That should take out... Oh, actually, surprise, Shield Security made it through that. But next hit, we'll take out Shield Security over here. And then we'll kind of start getting to the point where we can kind of start popping off. I was hoping for a turn 1 ult from Dagger, but that's okay. We'll do a turn 2 ult. Let's see. We're stuck behind a taunt, so let's go in with a basic on the Shield Operative, taking out the other Shield Operative over here. We'll go over here, take out Bucky Barnes' charges, and tap him out as well. We will go ahead and do the big Doom ult, and this match is over. So we'll kind of just go in. We'll get another tap in over on Iron Fist World War II, do the Doom special. Okay, and ping from Deathpool, and this match is done. So that definitely kind of fixed my efficiency a little bit from the last match. Definitely a bit overkill, but there's not too much, aside from that Gamma team apparently, that I have to worry about defense-wise. So that was easy. Next, let's go in with the Young Avengers room. That's kind of another easy clear, I believe. So we'll go in over here. Again, I think Unlimited X-Men is going to be really good. Number one, when we do the special for Rogue with those negative effects and the trauma, it's pretty much going to put Squirrel Girl out of commission with the stacking of the negative debuffs in this room. So we'll go here, we got the trauma, the ability block, and all of that stuff is now +1, so Squirrel Girl over here is basically neutered. We'll go in, we'll also get an ability block on Kate Bishop, and again, all of that stuff is going to multiply, and she's pretty much, we'll take her out pretty quickly over here. And we're just going to kind of keep those ability blocks going. So we'll get an ability block over here on Miss Marvel as well. Now all that's going to get +1. And we'll go ahead and do the special. Squirrel Girl should be gone. And all of my guys have evades. And with the room buffs, they have like crazy evades. So this is just, Young Avengers in this room, if you're bringing in Unlimited X-Men, it's not even a question. Super easy, very efficient, and yeah. So, like I said, in this room, I am definitely thinking if you're going to bring in something for your defense, I think basically your two best bets are probably going to be Infinity Watch or Death Seed. Alright, next room. So, let's see. I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is, since we still have... They're pretty healthy over here, I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually using Darkhold for this, and we're going to probably use something else for Wakanda over here. Let's see. This one, I think I do still like Infinity Watch. And then I'm just trying to think, if I do Infinity Watch here, I am still going to need to take out Wakanda, and then I also still need to do the Hero as Guardians. So what do we have defense-wise? So I think what I might do with the Hero as Guardians, I think I might actually take in a kind of like skill... Weapon X kind of situation. I think that'll be okay. So let's go in here with our Infinity Watch. And this one should be pretty simple. We are going to spawn with Safeguard, so we won't have to worry too much about Omega Red. And Weapon X outside of War isn't as scary in other modes, just because they don't have that higher speed. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll start off with Omega Red. Just kind of get a heal block and get those evades up. We'll go in and we'll kind of start working on Omega Red just a little bit and kind of working him down a little bit over here. And basically what I want to do is I now want to go in and ability block Doom. And we also got the bonus of ability blocking Silver Samurai over here. We had immunity as well as Safeguard, so we didn't have to worry about that ability block from Omega Red. We'll go in here now with some Barrier with Phi Lavelle, and basically my goal here now is just to take out Doom. We don't want him ulting, obviously. And we'll finish off Doom real quick. And hopefully that should finish Doom, close to it. We will be able to finish him off with our next turn, though. There we go, Doom is hanging in there. Doom should actually bleed out, though, so we can kind of switch focus. We do have a lot of negative effects now from Omega Red, which is okay. Infinity Watch should be able to bounce back okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get that offense up for Gamora. And go ahead and get rid of that extra Doom bot, as well as get some heal blocks going. We will go ahead and stun Omega Red. And this match should be kind of clean up at this point. So we'll go in with the ultimate with Phi Lavelle, get those death proofs out, which is going to help my team heal. We obviously are not doing super well on efficiency. We're probably going to end up losing Moondragon, which is okay. I mean, again, I'm kind of more of the mentality of at least if I am full clearing a room, that's kind of what I care about. I like to full clear my opponent. I think that is kind of more important than, you know, at least at this level. If you're talking, you know, you're in Masters and kind of those slightly very competitive leagues, I think a lot of fights will come down to pure efficiency. But from what I've noticed in Diamond, which Vagar right now currently is on Diamond 1, but even in Diamond 2, it really came down to, you know, who was full clearing. There were kind of very few times in Diamond 2 that I was losing by, you know, 1 or 2 points or even like a handful of points. It really was a matter of who was able to full clear either, you know, a one-shot or who only did a 2-tap on like one room per se. So that was done a little less efficiently than I personally would have liked. Adam Warlock and Moondragon over here took a little bit of damage, but we did manage to get that first clear, which is fine. So basically, what I'm going to be looking for is hopefully my opponent gets stuck on my overcharged room is kind of what I'm looking for, and maybe they get a little tripped up on one other room. So let's see. Overcharged. We're just going to go in here with kind of simple Masters of Evil. This should be kind of an easy one. Now with this, some people I think are a little kind of confused as to Ultron not working in this room correctly. And in a way, he kind of doesn't, because he doesn't open with his special. But when you do his ultimate, Ultron is going to get energy for all the positive effects he has. And the one good thing is that Masters of Evil does give him a few positive buffs, so with his ultimate, he will still be able to get some ability energy, so he'll be able to do his special on turn 2, he just won't have that offense up. So we'll go in here, we'll kill Black Panther. We did get 2 energy, as you saw, because he does have 2 positive buffs. And let's go ahead and slow down 1 mil over here. And this is like a really easy counter now at this point. Wakanda in this room is really nothing like Wakanda in the previous season in this room. They just don't have their positive buffs. They are not clearing negative effects the way they were. So they're just really not a good option for this room. You know, you really want to probably bring in someone that has low cooldowns for their ultimates, or has ultimates that are going to be going off fairly regularly, kind of like what I suggested with the situation with kind of my Overcharged, where I went with Tangled Web, with the Eternals, and Dormammu. So I think that's kind of a better use of this room. Wakanda really just does absolutely nothing here. As you saw, Masters of Evil kind of just walked through that. Alright, let's go ahead and take out the last kind of funny room. Well, not really funny room, but our last kind of easy-ish room. So we're going to go in here, and like I said, this is going to be kind of like our leftover stuff. So we're going to kind of go in with a kind of old school Young Avengers with Omega Red, I think, is kind of what I'm going to go for. So we'll bring in Sharon and Omega Red, and I think this should be able to handle this room kind of no problem. Basically what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll take out Valkyrie, and then basically the rest of the team should go down pretty quickly, is kind of what I'm expecting. Okay, let's go ahead and go down this way with the defense downs. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get the speed up, and that took out Valkyrie. Should take out Muddy Thor as well. And they did get the buffs, but that actually kind of works in our favor. So, looks like 4. They kind of all have 4, so we'll go ahead with Shang-Chi. And boom, and now what you'll have is little Thor over here. The stun isn't going to do anything, but get a little bit of turn meter reset. And there we go. Easy breezy, very efficient, essentially 5 turns. Opponent never took an attack, and my team is super healthy. So let's go ahead and finish off that pesky little Gamma team that we kind of blundered on our first attack. And we're going to go in there with old school Darkhold. And at this point, Red Hulk has already ulted. He's pretty much almost dead. So what we'll do is we will probably go ahead and put the ultimate for Morgan Le Fay. I'm thinking probably on... see placement-wise. So I do have to, I guess, worry about the healing of Red Hulk. So we're actually going to focus on Red Hulk first and get that trauma, hopefully, which the trauma didn't land, which is okay. But we're still going to just focus on Red Hulk. I want to get him taken out quickly. He is a pretty big Red Hulk, and I don't want him to kind of start taking down my Darkhold over here. So we'll extend those negatives, and hopefully we can take him out. There we go. Next target, we're going to go ahead and stun She-Hulk, because I don't want her throwing back. I didn't realize she was just getting ready to go, because I was like, I don't want her throwing back those negative effects, but maybe we can take her out here. There we go. All right, pretty much clean up now, so we will go ahead and... let's see. Let's go after Brawn. We've got the vulnerable on Brawn now over here. So when we reruned the time meter, Morgan Le Fay will get her second attack. And let's see. This should take out Brawn, hopefully. Almost. Okay. And we've got that going. Okay, and let's see. Obviously, we'll ultimate over here. Okay, and so now really the only thing that's going to be kind of not super challenging, but the way Hulk is healing, that'll be kind of a little problematic, but if we get a stun on him, I think that should kind of help things a little bit. I mean, he's obviously not going to be able to take out full Darkhold, and as you saw there, Morgan just kind of ripped into his health. So... boom. Oh, there we go. Boom. Hulk is down, and that is a full clear. So we did obviously make a little bit of... I mean, not that it's necessarily an error, but might have went a little bit smoother had I gone in with an actual mirror for Gamma. And... because I think last week, or not last week, but my last Crucible, I think I actually did the full mirror for Gamma, and it went fine. I mean, it obviously wasn't super efficient, but it was at least a one-tap. So we're going to have to maybe consider that for this room. But we did get 49,776, which is still a pretty good score. It is not obviously the higher efficiency scores, but it's still pretty good. So that is our Cosmic Crucible match for match number 2 of the Ultimate 32. I'm going to be doing these for the rest of the tournament, and if there is kind of an interest in Cosmic Crucible, just kind of me doing it in general, I will keep this going next season, and hopefully you guys are finding these videos helpful, and just the channel in general. So if you are doing, I'd greatly appreciate a like and subscribe if you did find this video helpful. I've also had a couple of people kind of inquiring about, you know, just running an alt account. So if there's actually an interest in an alt, kind of situation, I can do a video on that, on how I manage 4 accounts. I know most people sometimes even have a hard time managing one. So when I tell people I actually run 4 kind of end game accounts, a lot of people kind of really get taken back by that. So if there's an interest in seeing how to manage at least a single alt account, you don't have to go crazy like myself, but I can certainly make a video like that. And again, hope everyone is having a good week. Hopefully, you are having a good time in Cosm Crucible Ultimate 32, and I will see you again tomorrow for match number 3. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.